All right. Craig LeBlanc, sorry I'm a little bit late. Craig LeBlanc live from Louisiana for the daily Parks and Rec show, streaming live from my Tesla here at a coffee house on the road. So I wanted to make this content for not only the Parks and Rec community, but also for those that are producing content um, and marketing for your city. So if you are producing content for your Parks and Rec system. What are you doing this for? To raise awareness of events y'all have going on, maybe to just raise awareness of the industry in general, or maybe you as an employer for your city. Y'all are always looking for new team members to add. And then also to have some type of social media presence. Your Parks and Rec department should have a strong social media presence to get the word out because that's where people are nowadays. And so at a lot of the state conventions, we see a lot of marketing people that work for the city that are hired to bring the city up to speed on social media marketing, and it's a lot of chaos. So if you're new to this, this is what I do. This is what I do. Um, is produce content for the Daily Parks and Rec show. And there's a lot of different platforms you want to use for editing. You'll end up using 5 or 6 different editing softwares, live streaming softwares, things that help you create, edit, and distribute. And so those are kind of the 3 areas. Now in Kentucky, when we attended the annual association meeting a couple weeks ago, we interviewed someone. Her name escapes me. I feel bad here because we talked to her for like 30 minutes, did a little podcast for her. We're going to be releasing that. She was worked on the media team. I think she was one of 5 or 6 people. So these are substantial departments for Louisville, Kentucky. And now you might be the only person tasked with social media and raising awareness of what your parks department does in your city. And that might not be your only job. Newsflash, if you work for a parks department, you're going to be assigned multiple tasks of which you might not know much about. Social media, marketing is typically one of them. And there's not one social media platform. You'll have to make many decisions. Do I go on X? Do I go on a YouTube channel? Do I do Instagram, Reels? Do I go on Facebook and create a group? Lots of decisions to make. You're not going to be able to make them all at once. Um, Throughout my career of doing this, here's my recommendation: pick one and know that on day one, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be a train wreck because what you're going to be figuring out most of the time is how to create the account, how to post, how to create content, which buttons to click. And a lot of these platforms are constantly changing and being updated as they evolve from version 20 to version 21. How many times have we complained about the software update on our iPhone or on Facebook, and all the buttons aren't in the right place anymore? Now I've got to go relearn everything. And well, now multiply that times 5 or 6 editing platforms, production platforms, plus the social media platforms and accounts that you're running. And then you got to run the comment section. And then you have to, we're not exposing to lawsuits or we have to watch out what we say and what our guests say because maybe that could expose the city again. So you've got a lot of moving parts. There's no way you're going to know all this on day one. So I would keep it simple and be patient with the process that day one's just going to be day one. Day two is going to be day two. And what you're looking for is when you're sitting down as a social media manager for a city, day one, you're going to pick up about 3 or 4 or 5 different lessons. And it'll be like this. I didn't realize on Facebook that under the comment section that if you post it like this and do it like this, it drives engagement. And that'll be the one lesson you learn on a Monday. And maybe later on by lunch, you're piddling around with your social media platform or the city's account, and you pick up a second piece of information. Now, by the end of 30 days, you may be sitting on a mountain of 60 or 90 of these little lessons, and you've gotten much better at working these social media platforms. But on day one, there's no easy way to learn all 90 of those lessons you're going to pick up in the first month. on day one. So look at it like this. You're on a boat going into the ocean, and there's wave after wave after wave. If you don't like waves, and let's just say the wave represents something you don't know, a little piece of information, one little hack about, X, or posting content or creating content or that kind of stuff, there's no way to cross an ocean without going over millions of waves, and they're all coming at you. And so this is kind of what it means to create content. And really, this is every job you get. You just kind of learn on the job. Um, I've spoken on this topic before, so I will be attending um, about 10 to 15 state associations in 2025. And I have been asked them. That being said, if y'all need me at any of the state associations to just speak on the topic of creating content and distributing content um, on social media platforms, I'd be more than happy. I'm already going to be there doing a podcast style interview, interviewing speakers, interviewing vendors, interviewing directors. I'd be happy to break out in one of y'all's little side classes and do either me or Nate. Nate has been producing content for 20 years. So let me give a little simple framework for those looking to create content. You've got three different areas. Number one is production. You're making content. Now, what is content? That could be a little short video of maybe the highlight reels of a baseball tournament that your city is running. Let's say you're into sports tourism and you've got, say, 8 baseball diamonds in this big sports complex that y'all have, and you're the little media guy or girl running around capturing all the little pieces of footage. And you might capture maybe 3 or 4 hours of footage on your mobile device, on your phone. And maybe this was a whole weekend baseball tournament in this multi-million-dollar sports complex. Now, what do you do with this 4 hours of footage? Where do you put it? It's a lot of times it's not ready. You're not going live like I am here. And so now you have to edit it and chop it up and polish it up. Obviously, if a dad is going crazy about his daughter striking out at Pee Wee League, and he's dropping f-bombs, you might not want to put that on the city's website. So you've got to choose what segments you're going to put on your little clips. And so you might take this 4 hours and boil it down to maybe a couple of little shorts. We're talking 30, maybe 5 or 6 30-second clips, or maybe a little 4-minute promotional video, because you want to stack the stands as a function of sports tourism for your city, because you want to run these baseball tournaments, say 3-4 times a year. So it's your job to capture the raw footage. That's the production part. Okay. And that's more about the camera angle and getting just the right moment and recording, and make sure you have a decent little iPhone or something to do that and the sound's right. Okay. That's the production side. From there, you go into the second part, which is the editing. So now you download all this onto your computer, and now you got to go pick an editing software. And there's a lot out there, and I can make some recommendations later. Let me think about that, because I'm trying to think through this, because I've had a lot of media directors or kind of ask me what I use. So then you want to basically chop it up, prepare it, edit it, chop it, clean it up, clean up the sound, do all that kind of stuff, boil it down to, okay, these are the 5 pieces I'm going to use. Here's my little 3-minute promo video for our new sports complex at the city. Here's how many teams we can hold. Here's how many hotels room we have, whatever. Maybe consider our city for your next tournament kind of thing. Okay. Now that you've got it edited, now you go to the third area. So production, editing, distribution. Distribution is, where is your so obviously you've got a website. The city has a website. So you can post this promo video on the city's website. You can also, a lot of cities have Facebook pages. They may have a YouTube channel. They may have an X feed. So all of these are the social media platforms. So when I say social media platform, I'm talking about X, I'm talking about Facebook or Meta, whatever it's called nowadays, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. These are the different platforms. Now, on day one, you might not have any of these. You might be creating the website for the first time. Most cities have the website going, but they haven't really had anything to really promote. You might be the first one doing that. Or you might come into a very well developed city that's got content creators, editors, that kind of stuff. So it all depends on what you have. Or this might be something you do on Tuesdays because you've got another job in the city, and this is just something that you've been tasked to do as a little side project to work on. Um, in any case, I would just pick one of them and start there. So let's just say you have a Facebook page. So you've produced it, you've edited it, and now you got a Facebook page. And so it's literally just out learning how to upload it to Facebook, when to upload it, and then working the comment section to drive engagement, right? And then once you do Facebook, then you can worry about maybe an X feed or a YouTube channel, or maybe producing better, longer form content. And then you can just maybe promote multiple events. So you might want to start with just the big baseball tournament that's in your city. Or maybe you have a big piece of land that the city just inherited. Or I got a great one. Let's say you're launching a farmer's market. Who's always in charge of farmer's market? Unfortunately, the Parks and Rec department seems to be the department in the city that inherits a farmer's market. And you're trying to just raise awareness that the farmer's market meets every Saturday, 8 to 12, and stop by and support our local farmers and our local vendors. And so you're just going to go around capturing film, maybe editing a few of the vendors, editing a few of the people that are the regulars. Then you pull it into your editing software, and then you promote it onto Facebook, and then you wash, rinse, and repeat. You do the same thing at the sports tournament. You capture the film, you edit the film, you post the film. And then you just go to maybe the elderly community that might gather for bingo at the community center. This is the job of when you're in media management for your city. Now, unlike me, I don't have to worry much about getting sued because I don't have a big target on my back like cities do. So you have to be aware of what you can and what you can't say because you don't want to get the city in trouble. And the last thing you want to hear is, well, I heard you say, or one of your parents say, that we could do this on your Facebook feed, or I read in the comment section that we were able to set up 50 picnic tables at the swimming pool. And so welcome to Parks and Rec media management. And so you have to deal with a lot of that stuff. You have to be a little more careful about what you can and can't say. Of course, you can say just about anything until something is said that's wrong, and the next thing you know, the city attorney has to deal with it, and then there's going to be some rules and regulations placed on you, and so that always happens. But the key is just start simple, pick one event, just capture some film, get a little editing software, and then just post it on your Facebook page, and then you can go from there. And if you need me to help you along the way with any of that, or if I happen to be visiting at one of your estate associations and you see me doing a podcast, pull me aside. I'll be happy to show you the tools that I use. And this year, I'll make an effort to really maybe do one of those continuing education things on social media management, on production, and on editing. If I have Nate with me there, I will have him speak on production because he is a master at sound, lighting, framing, capturing just the right angle. Because there's nothing worse than having an unbelievable video that you would love to use, but the sound is just terrible, or vice versa. You've got great sound, you've got a great story, but the lighting's horrible, or so he can speak um, at much greater depth than I can on creating content. Uh, then and then I can also bring an editor with me, and what I can do is I will post Louisville's conversation that I had at Kentucky. Me and her had a really good conversation around this, and I'll even get some of these people on the Daily Show, and so that um, we can cover this content a little bit better. That being said, please, you can find us on our YouTube channel. I'm also creating a Telegram group. So this is kind of a call to help. If anyone would like to help us, we want to promote the the Facebook page, we've got about 4,800 Parks and Rec members on there right now. And so that's something that is used constantly to ask, how do you do this and that? I see a lot of traffic of people just asking really good Parks and Rec related questions. It's also kind of a jobs board. So if you're looking for talent in the Parks and Rec industry for your city, please post on our Facebook group. It's since the beginning, it has been used as a way to kind of find and source talent in the Parks and Rec community. But that's just one way that it can be used. Another one is to promote this content, to promote the industry in general. Um, Please put your comments there, like and subscribe to that. Our YouTube channel has been launched. I think we're up to 91 subscribers. So, and we really haven't even started promoting it yet. I do want to thank our production team. So the Parks and Rec, the Daily Parks and Rec Show has a full-blown production team now. So we have a production team, an editing team, and a distribution team. So thank y'all so much for the work that y'all do. They're going to be producing some really good content. This is kind of their week one, even though I've been producing content for here for a little bit longer. This is the first time that we've had an editor that is going to chop it up and produce the shorts. So out of this very video, they're going to produce 2 or 3 little shorts, and then those shorts will then be uploaded on YouTube Reels, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, that kind of stuff. And that's something, the how to do that, I can share that as part of a way to give back to the community as far as what we do and what softwares we use and that kind of stuff, because I think that would be very valuable. I know when I was learning this stuff, I was addicted to just YouTube channels. That is another great resource. If you want to know how to create a thumbnail, there are great YouTube content creators that are masters of creating the thumbnail for your long form video. And that's just one step. There's also great content on YouTube about the short. And that's just finding the 30 seconds out of this 5 or 10-minute video that really is compelling. And you're going to have to create a thumbnail and a short, and you pull that out of your long form content. And again, when I say long form content, that's like the raw footage, the 1 or 2 hours of footage that you capture with your camera at your little baseball or your swimming tournament for your city. But then you're going to go out of that and kind of extrapolate, 2 or 3 shorts. And then those shorts you can take and post it on these other accounts. And that's how you raise awareness for what your city has going on. Because I can tell you this, Parks and Rec and cities are some of the best kept secrets. And when I say the best kept secrets, most people don't realize the baseball tournaments, the swimming tournaments, the facilities that y'all have, the things that y'all offer to the elderly community, the young people, the summer programs. A lot of people will live their entire lives through a city and not realize that right down the street, the Parks and Rec department does a summer program for pickleball, for tennis, for soccer, and that their kids could be getting involved in this and drive park usage up. And whose job is it to raise awareness? The person put in charge of the media for the city. And where do you raise awareness? Oh my gosh, there's so many platforms, and which ones to use and how to use them. It's a lot of moving parts. So this is something I did want to help out because it's something I specifically do. Another topic we're looking to cover, y'all might not know this about me, but I'm a master electrician in another life. My father was an electrician, and his my great uncle was also a master electrician. And so sometimes I'll get on these park departments and I'll run into somebody in park maintenance and we'll just talk shop about electrical work or something because it's something I used to do. I haven't done that in quite a while. I worn a tool pouch, but in a former life, I used to do this. And actually, as I ask more park and rec directors what kind of content y'all would like to see, a lot of it is around not just about programming and being a director and that kind of stuff, but about maintenance. And a lot of staff inside of the parks department is maintenance staff. That's your grass cutters, field maintenance, drainage, lighting, plumbing, painting, electrical. I mean, y'all have to maintain facilities, electrical, HVAC, plumbing, grass, landscaping, playground equipment, And newsflash for those of you that don't have the luxury of a splash pad, it's like maintaining a swimming pool. So you get good into maintaining the chemical balance of the water that's pouring on top of kids in these splash pads and stuff. And these are multi-million-dollar facilities that need to be cooled, cleaned, maintained, and the city's in charge of all this. And so for those of you that might be listening that don't work in the Parks and Rec industry, if you see somebody in Parks and Rec, please go thank them for the work that they do. There's so much work that goes on behind the scenes to run the park systems of America, that run the park systems of your local city. And there is an army. There's some little maintenance barn full of men and women that show up to work every day and make sure that your baseball field grass is cut and drained and ready for you to have these family moments once in a lifetime, playing softball or t-ball or basketball or something at your gym. And behind the scenes are these Parks and Rec people that maintain this stuff year round, and all the problems that could potentially arise are their problems to solve. And these are some of the best community servants I've ever worked with. To me, this is the finest part of government. I know a lot of times we hear nothing but terrible things about our government and how it's corrupt and falling apart and all that kind of stuff, but they're not really talking about the Parks and Rec department. This is, in my mind, some of the best ways to spend your tax money. It's all funded by property tax for the most part, and donations from benefactors that just want to see the city beautified through the park systems. And so, great group of unsung heroes, and this channel is dedicated to them and their industry and the work that they do. I love and I'm proud to serve them in this way. Please find us on social media, like and subscribe and make comments and help us to create this channel. If you are attending one of the annual state associations that I happen to be at, please stop me and uh, tell us what we can do better to serve the community there. Guys, y'all keep up the great work, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, we are going to do this every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 a.m. Pacific time. And we'll go live across multiple platforms. Right now, I think this live stream is feeding on our X account, all my personal accounts, but we have an X account called the Daily Parks and Rec Show, so it should be streaming live right now. Also on the Facebook group, and then it'll be reposted on YouTube and our Instagram and TikTok that we have as well. But and just so that you know, live streams, this is live. So unedited, if I make a mistake, as you can see, I'm in my Tesla. I'm, at a coffee house on the road right now. So no excuses. If you're in charge of making content, you can make content with today's technology with an iPhone, a laptop on the road, doing little live streams like this. And then you can take that content and edit it down to something useful for your city. So let's just say I'm on the road right now, and I'm a director of the marketing department in a city. I can pull up to the sports tournament with my phone, go live, just going live from my sports tournament. We have, 20 teams here. I'd like to interview a few people. If you're gutsy, do it live. I love live content. It's real. It's unedited. Everything's so edited today online, and I like the real stuff, and there's nothing more real than live. And by the way, life is live, and that's the way we experience life. And that's just like, it's refreshing for you to create live content. And then you can take that live content and you can polish it up and edit it down for your little shorts for promotional stuff down the road. And you can do all this with an iPhone or a laptop. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can always upgrade your equipment later down the road as you see fit. So we'll be covering topics like this again every day, 5 days a week. Say 5 of the 7 days a week. I'm going to take the weekends off. And we'll be going live 11 a.m. tomorrow live. So hope to see y'all then. Again, I'm Craig LeBlanc, the DoorMan, founder of the Parks and Rec Show. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have an awesome day. Take care.